Hello and welcome to Sound Librarian. My name is Stefan Schutz. Every now and again, somebody creates a video game that is something very special. Beyond just being fun, looking pretty, and perhaps having a clever design, there's aspects about it that are just special in every way. Machinarium is a very special game right from the very first screen. It feels less like a video game and more like a cross between a beautifully illustrated storybook and a quirky animated video. However, the interactive aspects of Machinarium leave you in no doubt that it is a game experience. I've included Machinarium in the list of games not just because of its good quality sound and artistic appearance, but because it actually has some very important aspects that I think are worth discussing from the point of view of audio production within the game industry. We'll have a closer look at some of those aspects during the course of this video.
The various characters that inhabit Machinarium have no names and speak no recognisable language, and yet you are left with little doubt of their motivations. Our protagonist is characterised with a small selection of simple and mostly subtle sound effects, and a handful of vocalisations. This sound set is not only important to the main character, but critical to the overall dynamic of the game. Subtlety is, I think, a key stylistic quality of the entire game. Machinarium is as significant for what it doesn't do as for what it does. It doesn't assault the player with constant, loud, action-packed audio. In fact, often the audio can be barely heard at all. The producers of Machinarium have made good use of the space between sounds and the concept of sparseness, and I believe this is something we lack in our industry. Subtlety and silence are incredibly powerful tools in audio production, but rarely utilised in game projects. In Machinarium, the artistic quality of the illustrations is well matched by the audio and its careful crafting. Every transition to a new location is accompanied by a new musical theme, and while this is not uncommon in games, sadly, it is often done in a fairly generic manner. In Machinarium, however, it almost seems as if the artist and the composer for the world is the same person, or at least they collaborated to a level rarely seen in game projects. The music acts almost like an additional colour in the world environment. The choice of instrument sounds and thematic material fits so beautifully. Even though many of the backgrounds are static in nature, the world feels truly alive and dynamic. I think this is really worth emphasising, because even though this is often the goal of music written to accompany visual media, I think the Machinarium score enhances the world very effectively. Each brief loading screen has me anticipating the next environment with excitement. The exploration of the world is easily one of the delights of Machinarium, and the combination of the stunning artwork and the evocative musical score create this experience. As each new area is revealed, I would find myself scanning the screen and taking in all the details of the illustrated world. The level of detail is such that this felt like a journey through that particular environment. It takes time to take it all in, so you feel like you've spent time in the particular location. Accompanying you on this brief journey are the various themes for each location, which enhance the experience greatly. I find it quite surprising how engaging an often static image of a location could be, and this was because of the quality of the artistic work and the musical accompaniment. The game mechanics of Machinarium are puzzle-based. Each environmental cell has a problem to be overcome to advance. Sometimes these are simple obstacles to advancement, but often they are centered around helping the many characters you encounter in the world. The characters themselves are often very simple in their interactions and responses, and yet still seem very alive. I am reminded of how well Pixar managed to bring a robotic character to life in WALL-E, and how much simple gestures and sounds conveyed so much character. Machinarium achieves an excellent level of characterization with simple animations and a limited sound palette. And again, I think that less is more. I found I enjoyed the characters greatly. I hated the bad guys, I cheered for the good guys, and wondered at the many supplementary characters. Nearly every character had their own unique vocalizations. These were simple, and yet again conveyed so much information about the characters themselves. I understand that often it can take a considerable amount of work for something to seem simple and remain effective. But I do think that Machinarium may be a very good indication that often in media we overcomplicate things when we could communicate far more efficiently. My favourite puzzle was helping a band of musicians get their instruments back. and I found myself wanting to celebrate with them when this was achieved. There is an interesting help system in the game that allows you to access the solution to your current puzzle, but even this takes the form of a simple game. The puzzle diary has to be unlocked by playing a simple side-scrolling game, but it is the sounds that accompany the unlocking of the diary that bring you back into the real world, as they are mixed very differently to the shooter game. Closeness of the sounds really provides a presence of the diary, as though it is right in front of you. This transition is nicely created. Like many puzzle games, trying to solve the puzzles themselves can be time-consuming, involve a lot of trial and error, and can sometimes be frustrating, but I found my curiosity about the world and my desire to continue to explore it more than outweighed these issues. The creation of an engaging world from the outset makes every achievement all the more satisfying. The version I played for this analysis was on a tablet, and I found the touchscreen interface quite practical, but more than that, the mobile nature of the platform allowed me to play Machinarium in an optimal environment, and I think this really contributed to my enjoyment of the game. The subtle and artistic nature of the game encouraged me to play it somewhere where I could relax, focus, and fall into the world of Machinarium. So whether you want to play it in a dark bedroom, under a tree in a park, or relaxing by a river, you have the freedom to enhance your experience by selecting a suitable environment in which to experience the game. And I think this opens up some very interesting concepts for game development in the future.
I believe not so long ago, a fairly well-known film reviewer referred to video games by saying that video games are not artistic and could never be artistic. Now, it's very, very obvious that this particular individual has never experienced a game such as Machinarium and many other of the artistic games, because there is no doubt when looking at a game such as this, that there are very artistic qualities within its development, but that overall it's easily as artistic as many films that have been produced. I would suggest that if you do want to take a look at Machinarium and you want to enjoy the experience, take what I said about the idea of playing the game within an environment that is going to enhance your experience and help you get the most out of playing this game and the experience that's involved with that. If you do, I hope you enjoy it. And thank you very much for watching.